from Shannon's point of view, and poor old Cork Con can only stand there and watch. Great sporting achievement too of them to get to the final and win the league section.
Number 17, Redmond Collins.
Here come the subs.
Number 16,
19 is John
Mick
Davis.
Galway.
And Mick Galway, what an influence he had when he came on the pitch. I can tell you, he had a huge influence. He seemed to me to be able to read the con calls.
Number 14, Tom
Now
Keegan.
here comes John Lacey, the fullback, who had a little bit of trouble with his hamstring.
13, Morris
There's
Lawler.
14 is Tom Cregan. He scored
Number 12, Andrew
a
Thompson.
conversion and 2 penalties. 13
Number 11,
is Mossy Lawler.
Melvin McNamara.
12, Andrew Thompson, last year's captain.
Number 10, Niall
There he is, Roy
McNamara.
Lockheed, saying congratulations. John Hickey of
Number
AIB.
9, and the
Number
AIB
11, Melvin
man of the
McNamara,
match,
and his younger
Derek
brother,
Hegarty.
Niall, who had that lovely sweet drop goal near the end. And there's the
Number
AIB
8,
man of the
number
match,
7, Colin McMahon.
Derek Hegarty. What a good day he had. Wonderful. Great achievement. Everybody delighted with them too.
Number 6, Alan
Now,
Quinlan.
calling up there is Colin McMahon without the red cap this time. And there's Alan Quinlan. He had a big
Number
day as
5,
well.
Tom Hayes.
Martin Murphy there beside John Hickey. And Tom Hayes,
Number
great
4, Brian Buckley.
cheer for him, the younger brother of John. Brian Buckley now coming up next. And he's
Number 3,
unfortunate in the sense he had to go
John
off with an ankle injury. And a big, big cheer for John Hayes. What a big drive he had when he ran up the
Number
side there,
2, James
knocking
Blaney.
Brian O'Mara over. And look at Frankie Flynn down there as James Blaney.
Number 1, Marcus Horan.
And Marcus Horan. There, the future for him. Big
Can I
future
now
for
call
Marcus.
on the Shannon captain, David Quillen.
And here comes David Quinlan, Alan's cousin, to come up and accept the trophy from Roy Lockheed. And Shannon are the new AIB All-Ireland League champions, the 5th time they've won it in 11 years. David Quinlan holds the trophy. Shannon are the champions. They can't believe it. What a proud day for David Quinlan. I'm sure there were moments in that match when he never thought he'd lift that cup. But wait till we see what's going to happen now, because traditionally, in spite of the song that's going out now, Shannon will call for a song, and there's only one song that Shannon sing in the parish, and that is There Is an Isle. And Frank Flynn, I see, Frank Flynn is coming in. He hasn't been too well. He's up there with the boys now. You'll see him just appearing. You see him there just in front of Brian Buckley, and somebody wants to give him a microphone. And you just see him there to the right in the picture.
Are we all right for the aisle?
And here we go.
A wonderful day. There is an isle. A bonny isle. And proudly from the sea, and the dear old far in Northern
fantastic, a special moment that Shannon bring to rugby, and that song has echoed down the years of this All-Ireland League tournament, and many times Shannon have won it. We're down here on the touchline surrounded by a huge throng of celebrating Shannon supporters. George, what do you think of that song? Even your hair stood on end.
Yeah, it's very special. Limerick's a very special rugby city, but the key to this was when Con got to 18-17. Essentially, the momentum was with them. The match was there for the taking. They kicked too much. I think they should have held on to the ball, gone for the penalty. I think they might have done it. But the last 10 minutes by Shannon was extraordinary in terms they took it back and dominated the last 10 minutes.
Well, just before I forget, actually, Mick Galway standing by. Let's go back to Ryle.
Mick Galway, they say the All-Ireland League doesn't matter. It matters to Shannon, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's fantastic. It's great. I think it's great for the younger players, you know, to taste a bit of success. Obviously, I feel sorry for Con. They were the form side all year, but finals are there to be won, and I think Shannon just about deserved it today.
You went in as underdogs, no doubt about that, but the performance, particularly in the first 15 minutes, didn't look like a team of underdogs.
Yeah, that's true. The boys really went after it. You know, watching it up from the stand was, you know, you have to be proud of them. You know, you think the future of Shannon rugby, Munster rugby, Irish rugby is in good hands, because this is the stage for the players of tomorrow, and it's just fantastic to see you operate out there.
You look at some of the younger players, as you say, and Jeff Moylan, some of the younger coaches, it still is a great breeding ground for both Munster and for Irish rugby, isn't it?
It is. It's fantastic. The IL will always be very important, because if you don't have the IL, you don't have players won't get experience to go on to their provinces and to play for Ireland, and it has to be there. And it's great to get a good turnout today. It was a good game, and that's what it's all about.
And a great week for you again, Mick.
Another great week. You know, I won't be joining celebrations too much because we have a lot of work to do down with Munster, but it's nice to get used to winning. That's what it's all about. I feel sorry again for the Con boys, but you know, that's the way it goes. It's the second time in a year they lost, and I definitely know what it's like to lose. So you know, hard luck to them.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you very much, Ryan.
Well, thanks. Actually, I've just lost my monitor down here, so I'm talking in the dark so you can see more than I can see. Two things I want to say before I forget. Ned Comedy of Tralee has won the man of the match, and that was Frankie Flynn of Shannon leading us in that wonderful chorus. George, reflecting back on the year, in the end, Shannon came from behind, and you must feel sorry for Cork Constitution in a way.
Yeah, but you must remember that these two teams have now won the AIB League 7 times between them in the 12-year history of the competition. So they're the two best teams in Ireland over the period of 12 years, and Shannon have been the outstanding team over 12 years, and it was probably that history and tradition, Brent, which got them through in the end.
And just very briefly, Brent, yes?
I still haven't said it can't all be done, and I mean, you know, they did everything right for the whole season. As I said before the match, Shannon always had that one big performance in it, and they put it that the worst thing for Con is to leave it on the last day, and that's unfortunately what happened to them 2 years in a row. They won't take any consolation that they won the first part of the league. They'll take this as the final, and at the end of the day they coughed it up. Shannon did deservedly, as George said. I think the turning point was in the second half. Things win matches. I think Amani kicked dead. Shannon came back, got the turnover, the scrum, and for the last 10 minutes Shannon dominated.
Got to stop you there. Here's what's ahead this weekend on RTE television.
Tonight.
Arsenal 2, Chelsea.
On the ground and in the air, you're the one that leaves a trace, like a star in outer space. You shine brightly in the sky, underneath the golden eye. You've got everything you need. You're a player in the league. Yeah, yeah, you're a player in the league. You've got everything you need.
Many congratulations. What a fantastic result.
Yeah, we're really delighted. Thought it would never end there at the end. Seemed to drag on forever, and we couldn't really clear our lines when we needed to, but I think we did enough maybe in the first half and the first 10 minutes of the second half, which we said at half time would be the most important part of the game, and I think we did okay in that time, and I think it stood to us at the end.
absolutely perfect start. I mean, you got off to a flyer. You can't have been expecting that.
No, we really weren't. Not after the loss we suffered to Con in Cork during the season. But I think we got a lucky block down at the start, and Cullum went in for that. And we sort of played the territory quite well and put a bit of pressure on them. And maybe they were a little cold at the start, I don't know. But we seemed to get 14 points fairly quickly, and it was great, yeah.
11 points up at half-time. What was the message? Because the wind was really against you in that second half.
Yeah, the message was from the coach, Jeff, that was more like a 15-point wind. So we needed to score. If we didn't score, we'd lose. And, you know, he wasn't far wrong. He wasn't, you know. And so he said to us that the first 10 minutes of the second half would tell. And I think we did fairly okay from the kick-off. We stuck in and we didn't concede too much.
Shannon probably went into this game as underdogs. It's a dangerous thing for Shannon to be, isn't it?
I think Shannon loves to be underdogs.
Congratulations, your own performance superb. You were the AIB man of the match. I'm going to bring in John Hickey, the general manager of AIB, and Derek, man of the match. Back to you, Tom.
Well, there you are. Very good performance indeed by Derek Hegarty, and you can see the delight on the faces of the Shannon supporters. There's a lot more to come. We have the presentation of the medals and the trophy, so join us in a couple of minutes. Thank you.